Welcome back to Battleblogs, a show where I talk about the world of robotic combat, particularly the BattleBots franchise. I thought I was going to have to wait a long time for another tournament to get along with this, but as it turns out, they did it. They've begun a special series, BattleBots Champions, where there will be 8 competitors who will be going up for the Golden Bolt, a new trophy, which I personally hope will thread with giant nuts. That would be pretty cool. 3 former BattleBots champions will already have a spot in this event before we even got started. And that being Tombstone, Endgame, and Tantrum. The 5 other remaining slots are determined by individual tournaments, the winners of which face up against particular chosen challengers, I guess, who, if the tournament winner cannot beat, that challenger will make it in as the representative. It is an interesting concept, and I already like it from the first episode. The first episode began with Triple Crown fighting Mad Catter. Triple Crown is a strange-looking bot that has perhaps the most complicated and sophisticated drivetrain in the entire field. But that doesn't make it good. And Mad Catter beat it easily, within a couple of seconds. Later, Claw Viper went up against Defender. It was a close fight between 2 grapplers, but in the end, Claw Viper managed to squeak out a victory. Next was the tank, Doc, versus Hypershock. The super fast Hypershock did manage to win against Doc, that in recent years seems to be a little less durable than I remember. In the last match of the first round, Valkyrie went up against Smee. Smee is a very strange robot. It seems to have 2 little pods and then a thin strip of metal between it that's very flexible that they use to encompass other bots with. You'd think that would be one of the most fragile parts of the bot, but I have never seen that band snap. So, what do I know? Perhaps the flexibility is what gives it its strength. But, regardless of this, Valkyrie managed to beat Smee kind of brutally by eventually taking on the side pods. Which is probably the best bet to take on Smee, if I say anything. On to the second round, Hypershock went up against Valkyrie. And Valkyrie was sent packing as Hypershock managed to quite brutally take the warrior robot down. Claw Viper went up against Mad Catter. And Mad Catter proved why Claw Viper was not going to be a good competitor for this. Against another grappler? Sure, no problem. But Mad Catter's high damage did Claw Viper in nicely. Next up was Hypershock versus Mad Catter in the finals. And tough fight as it was, Hypershock proved he wasn't just this flashy, super fast bot that couldn't do anything, as he tore Mad Catter apart. Finally, Hypershock went up against the champion of this tournament, Gigabyte. The most powerful shell spinner in the entire field, was able to put a few good shots in, but eventually Hypershock launched Gigabyte into the air, where it split in half mid-air, ending the fight. So now Hypershock will be moving on to the final tournament, the Champions Tournament, at the end of the season. Overall, I love this first episode, and I look forward to seeing the rest of the Champions episodes from this point on. I want to see how this goes down, and let's give it for Hypershock. He's, despite not having a writing mechanism, just like in the last tournament, he has been, it has been a very effective bot. And this might be the best performance I've ever seen from Hypershock. So I'm looking forward to seeing how well he does in the future here. Who knows? He might make it all the way and win the giant bolt. Guess we'll see. But until then, stay tuned.